the Red one.
Oh.
So I like went through the whole intro and played the first song, and then all of a sudden, so that was funny.
I can totally hear
Yeah,
you.
no, I was looking
Yeah,
at
well,
this, I realized
you're on,
it
so.
as soon as I did.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Video Spotlight. My name is Taylor, and I'm here with Liz.
As always.
And we're the producers of the show. The things you'll hear over the next 56 minutes represent the views of Video Spotlight and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. All right, so today we're doing cult classics.
Yay!
Such movies: Breakfast Club, Boondock Saints,
Goonies. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
James Bond.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I suppose.
You know.
Yeah, it does have a bit of a cult following. We saw that on the movie The Explorers when they were playing Indiana Jones as kids.
And then also
yeah, it wasn't the Indiana Jones or
no,
it
was Up a Creek or
Without a Paddle.
I don't know. It was freaking 4:30 in the morning.
Up Crap Creek Without a Paddle. That's pretty much how they were for most of the movie. And
True. Very
they
true.
Found the au natural ladies of the tree. Oh well, you want to roll up your
Okay. So
stocking
cult
or your
movies. That
leg
is not a
warmers?
cult movie yet.
Give it time.
No,
And it will-
Waiting will be a cult movie before that one is.
I don't care. Oh, and Clerks, this whole series, really.
We just covered all that last week. If
Yeah, I
if you
know.
want to hear us discuss Clerks, go to the site, look up last week's show, and don't mind the last 5 minutes because I have no idea what the guys were doing then.
Oh, she does. She was standing right there when we were discussing it.
I was
If I'm
keeping
going-
my eyes closed.
if
I didn't
I'm-
want to see it.
If I'm going down, I'm not going down alone. No, I'm just kidding.
And it was you and another guy, huh? Tendencies. Okay, so shall we start with...
Real quick. Remember, anybody can always call in. Our phone number is 414-935-2951. That's 414-935-2951.
Feel free to call in and share with us your favorite cult movie.
Our first caller gets... Tell them what they win, Liz.
I have no idea. I don't do prizes.
Well, we'll tell you what you win when you call in. Well, we'll make it a surprise. It'll be even better.
Something completely random.
Yes.
All right, so
You get Liz for the night. Oh, I'm just kidding.
nobody wants that. Are you kidding me? I'm like the door prize at... Never mind. I'm the door prize at a retirement home. I'm like denture cleaner.
Oh, wow. All right. So, what should we do for the... Well, let's do with one of the older ones, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Excellent. Tim Curry in a corset.
Do you know I was actually on one of a stage thing of Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I really don't want to picture you wearing a corset, but
I wasn't. I wasn't. I was one of the people that wandered into the house.
Oh, you played Brad.
Yeah.
I would. That's so fitting considering what they shout every time he comes on screen for the first time. You gotta love any movie that involves people cross-dressing, aliens, Meatloaf with a half phlebotomy and a motorcycle.
Oh, I thought you meant actual meatloaf. I was gonna say people only like that with ketchup.
Well, they did eat him.
Fair enough.
The dinner scene. That is actually one of my favorite movies of all times.
Yeah.
It's a little demented. Something about the bright red lips at the beginning.
Possibly. Oh, this was when I was on the show. It was a long time ago when I was in Reno. Great town. Kind of boring, actually, but
Which explains why you were on stage with Rocky Horror Picture Show.
there's nothing better to do.
That and you just wanted to run around in your underwear in front of a bunch of women
Yes.
and get toast thrown at you. And rice.
Okay, well, the rice was fine enough. The toast, actually, some of those kind of hurt. People throw those things like ninja stars.
Well, yeah.
Not like frisbees, no, like ninja stars.
Yeah, you've got to just whip it upright.
I'm pretty sure I saw a few embed into the stage walls, too.
Crappy theater.
I don't know, but they look pretty lethal. I spent half the time trying to dodge them.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know, but it's reflex. Just happy nobody yelled incoming. Fresh out of boot camp and military and all that. And
That would have been
Actually-
hilarious.
Actually, that was just after my first tour, so yeah, I probably would have hit the deck.
I will have to remember that.
I don't do that anymore.
We'll see. I don't yell it without reason.
Though during the Veterans Day March, they fired the blanks and stuff like that. Yeah, that got me to duck down.
Well, yeah, that's because you're a pussy. Okay, so
Really? Let's have somebody fire a gun near you.
been there, done that.
Okay,
Okay, so
at you.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
All right. Anyways, so good movie. Not really one of my favorites. I mostly did the station because there wasn't really anything else to do. It was either that or go bowling.
What's wrong with bowling? Speaking of bowling, what about The Big Lebowski? That's a cult classic.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's the one with Harrison Ford and the Amish guy and man,
Woody
Kingpin.
Harrelson?
Or Woody Harrelson, yeah.
Harrison Ford?
Sorry.
Jesus. For crying in the mud, dude. Get your movies straight. You're worse than I am.
Kingpin.
No, that's an awful movie.
Yeah, it was great. Awful though.
It was just an awful movie. Okay, so
I don't know if that qualifies.
why
as cult
don't you
classic,
like
though,
Rocky Horror?
but I don't know. Too slow. Too much singing.
What's wrong with singing in movies?
I'm not a big fan of musicals.
Oh.
I have a
You
few.
have no soul.
Oh no. I have a few. Like I like Grease.
Nobody likes Grease.
I do. Cars.
So you're a
Fighting.
17-year-old girl?
No.
The things I never knew about you.
It's all right. I've recently found out that you were only a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, so. I grew up. Now I'm a 32-year-old woman.
Boy.
Oh, Jesus. I'm so old.
No, you're still a boy, just 32.
Oh, hey. At least I don't have to change my wardrobe.
True. All right. No, and like I like Grease. Grease is considered a cult classic. I have that one, Singing in the Rain, which while not one of my favorites, I actually did like the movie.
I think what ruined Grease for me was Grease 2.
Probably. Abomination that should not have been done.
Yeah, a lot of sequels have been abominations. I mean, come on, Breakin' 2.
I don't think I've even seen the first one.
Oh my, you haven't? Okay. Do you know the premise of it?
I might.
It's
sure.
pretty much about this troupe of breakdancers that's trying to like show up another group, and they get this
Oh.
professional dancer lady with them, and
So it's like Serve It Up or You've Been Served or any of those
yeah, but
other movies
this was
that
what
are
started
just
it,
like
because
that.
this was from 1982, I think.
All right.
It was
Does it qualify as a cult classic too?
It
It's old enough.
might.
It's old enough to be, but
And
does
I
it have
believe
the followers?
it was it might, because it was Ice Cube's first like exposure as a rapper.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay, so
What's next then?
should we just keep going through musicals?
No, not really.
How about we're in the 80s Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club. Very good movie. Molly Ringwald. Hands to her.
Oh, I always liked Ali Sheedy better.
Yeah.
And Anthony Michael Hall.
Hands to Molly Ringwald. All over Molly Ringwald. Sorry.
Dude, do I have to get the hose?
Sorry.
Because Judd Nelson was way cooler.
Overall, it was a really good movie, though.
Yeah, it was a solid. It was one of the first, teen movies
Yeah.
like that. It pretty much had no point, except for to be like, hey, we're not really that different from each other.
Except for the
And
guy.
the principal's a dick.
Except for the guy under the desk. I'm not sure if
That was Judd Nelson.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if she farted on him or if that was just like his neck popping or what. Cause she caught his head between her legs, and then you just hear
He's-
like a popping sound. He didn't sneeze or nothing.
He stuck his head between
Well,
her
yeah,
legs.
in an attempt to do the obvious thing that most people.
That
what happens?
popping sound.
No, that wasn't that. Because it was a repeated popping sound. Either she
I think
farted
it
in
was
his
no. I think
face
it was supposed
or-
to be the neck.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Because she kind of twitched a little. You could see it. and
Well,
then
dude,
you'd hear it.
if you were sitting now I'm picturing you in a skirt and it's not pretty. If you were sitting in a skirt and somebody stuck their head between your legs, you would probably clench your thighs together and try and hurt them.
Well, it depends on who's putting their face between my thighs. The wearing the skirt thing will never happen, but you know. All right, so either way.
But apparently, the entire point of that movie is to show us that detention and getting stoned in detention can make anybody friends. No, you don't get my cream soda. Drink your damn eggnog, you freak.
I already did.
Ew. It was like a quart of eggnog.
I know.
Oh my god. You're disgusting.
You know it's going to be the end result of that too, right? Mashed potatoes, beans,
I'm going to kill you in your sleep is going to be the result of that.
eggs, chicken. Broccoli actually does it worse, by the way.
I will
so
burn your 360.
Don't touch my 360.
Okay, so it was the beginning of the Brat Pack. Well, it was actually mid-range in the Brat Pack movies. I mean, there was
Was that like Breakfast at Tiffany's?
no.
I don't
Breakfast
know.
Club, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
St. Elmo's Fire, Heathers, which I still say is one of the best movies ever.
No.
It starts slow, but then it gets great when they start killing people and framing them as suicides.
No.
Yes.
The Heathers goes up there on the list with what was that one? Iron Geishas or whatever.
No.
Robo Geishas.
Now, see, I will argue you to death on this until you actually watch Heathers.
I watched
You-
15 minutes of it.
Yeah, you don't get to judge after 15 minutes of Heathers.
It's like 1/5 of the movie.
Oh, no.
It's about an hour and a half long, yeah.
Hour and 45 minutes.
Okay, so 1/6. Sorry.
1/7. Learn math.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
1/7.
No, you don't get to judge Heathers until you actually see it because it is a damn good. It's one of the best movies to come out of the 80s. It's very dark, very disturbing, and very hilarious. What are you staring at? Don't you even think about it. Okay,
All right, so
but that was part of that entire 80s, let's show how evil cliques are and blah, blah, blah.
what was some of the anti-drug things have kind of gotten a cult status to a certain degree too. The anti-drinking, anti-marijuana,
Oh, Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness.
And then there's Reefer Madness, the musical, which is even better than the original.
what was the alcohol one?
Oh, God, there was like 18 billion of those.
No, because they had Reefer Madness. They had, and then they had the counter one that came out a few years later called like Pot Power or something like that. I can't remember. I thought it was like a cooking show.
Reefer Madness was actually funded by the paper industry because they wanted to legalize marijuana.
Because otherwise,
Because
you can
hemp
use,
paper
Right. Yeah, I know.
would have put them out of business. And it's just if you know people who get high regularly, you know that Reefer Madness is nowhere near how stoners behave.
Yeah. When was the last time you heard of a stoner robbing a bank?
When was the last time you heard of a stoner doing anything aside from sitting around and giggling? Maybe playing video games.
The biggest threat to stoners is obesity, and in the end result of that, diabetes
And bed sores.
and bed sores. Yes. Seriously, like.
Same thing that happens to people with telekinesis.
Yeah. We'll have to do a superhero show so that way we can have that discussion on air.
I don't think that discussion is fit for being on air.
I'm just saying, if you could teleport either yourself or things, seriously, I'd never have to get off the couch to go to the bathroom. I'd just teleport everything from inside to the toilet. Or maybe my neighbor's house. I don't know. It depends on how much I like my neighbors.
I'm just picturing your kidneys lining up somewhere.
Oh, I think I missed. Yep, hold on. Okay, they're back.
Okay, so moving on. How about Goonies?
Goonies. Oh, man. Okay, great movie. And Liz, I know you have like one of your favorite quotes from that.
I have multiple favorite quotes from that.
Okay, well, what's your most favorite quote?
Oh, jeez. That's so hard. Do the truffle shuffle.
Really? That's your favorite? I would have thought it was The Wishing Well.
Oh well, that is a that's not so much a quote as it is a soliloquy.
True.
But this was my dream, my wish, and it didn't come true, and I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
What did he wish for, anyways? He never said.
He never said what he wished for, but he did mistake John F. Kennedy for Martin Sheen. which was great. He played Kennedy once.
All right. Well, my favorite part was, "Hey, you guys."
You are such a dork.
Dude.
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth. Sloth was probably the best character on that show.
I've always been a fan of Mickey. Mikey. Hey, Mickey. Come here and give me a big wet licorice kiss.
The
Mouth.
Asian kid,
Data.
Data. I mean, okay, that kid had so many freaking gadgets, and then in his house, his whole family's the same way.
His father was. His mother wasn't.
Yeah, but like he had.
But he was his father's greatest invention.
He had oil slick shoes. He
Are you crazy?
He had like
Fully blinders.
Yeah.
He had the pinchers of peril.
the punching bag belt.
Yeah, which
Or
punched him in
the
the face.
punching glove belt, yeah.
Yeah, which punched him in the face. I like the pinchers of peril.
I want to know where the hell he stuck the freaking the glove. That was a beefy sized glove, and it wasn't
Well,
a
okay.
large belt.
Kevin, I forget his last name, who played Data, was Short Round in the Indiana Jones movies.
Right, I know.
Look at the size difference.
Well, he's bigger now, but
But no.
Not by a
It
hell
was
of
the
a lot.
costuming.
oh well, okay, yeah, fair enough. And it didn't
mean,
exactly go into the belt; it just kind of sat in front, and he always did
Yeah,
have the
he
trench
had the trench coat
closed.
on. It was like Jerry from Parker Lewis Explains It All, who could pull anything out of his trench coat pockets.
I mean, with that glove there, it would look like he walked around with a perpetual boner under that trench coat.
So he'd look like a normal guy.
Yeah, except it'd be a massively sized one. He'd be like the envy of all other Asians everywhere.
He'd be the envy of all guys everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah. And the terror of all women.
Speak for yourself.
Really? Something the size of a boxing glove? That'd be your preference? Wow. When the guy was done and pulled out, everything would just fall right out. Wouldn't have to clean. Just falls out.
Oh my God.
For the record of people, I apologize if you find me anyway insulting, crass, crude, or whatever. I don't care.
Absolutely disgusting comes to mind.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine from the other side?
Ew.
Yeah,
No.
leave it at that.
There's not enough anything in the world for that.
Even I have
Okay,
limits.
so-
We'll just leave it
so-
at that.
Okay, the one thing that always bothered me about Goonies when I was a kid, at the end, they say the octopus was very scary. You don't see the octopus because they took that scene out of the movie without taking the line out. But if you get the DVD, like I did because I'm that much of a dork, you see the octopus and then you understand why they took it out of the movie.
So you're that much of a whale's penis, you decided to get the DVD.
Just to see the octopus.
Okay.
It all makes some kind of weird circular logic.
Hey, it works for me. I'm not going to argue with it. All right. Yeah.
I will let my cat eat you in your sleep.
All right. Well, we've covered the Clerks agenda, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes and all the other guys, particularly Kevin Smith, as he is the director, producer, and acts in all of the movies.
And writer.
And writer, yes. Though I understand he had help for like Clerks 2 and then possibly
yeah.
even 3. I mean, busy guy, you know. So, okay, rumor is also they're redoing Breakfast Club.
Boo.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's gonna play Bender? Zac Efron?
Who's going to take over for Molly Ringwald? Going to do Scarlett Johansson or something? No,
Scarlett Johansson's too old.
I know. I'm being facetious.
Anne Hathaway, maybe.
Nah.
Lindsay Lohan.
If they do that, I'm going to...
So long as it's not
I'm
the
not
chick.
incriminating
So
myself
long
on
as
the
it's
air.
not the mouth breather from Twilight.
Sorry. I couldn't help it.
He was. Oh God! Stop it! Things I don't want to see or hear in my life include that. That is now relegated to the dumpster.
I'm so giving you a phone call.
Oh, you have to get a phone first.
I can just use Google phone.
I won't answer a number I don't know.
I'll program it in there. Into your phone while you sleep. Ooh.
You touch my phone while I sleep, I stab you while you sleep.
I send dirty text messages to everybody in your contacts list while you sleep.
Oh, I do that when I'm drunk.
All right, so...
It's true and
all right,
rather
James
sad.
Bond.
James Bond. Ooh.
Since that did also start
Favorite
in the
Bond.
80s. So actually it started in the 70s.
Started in the 60s.
Was
Favorite
it
Bond.
60s was the first one?
Favorite Bond.
Favorite Bond. Oh, man. Sean Connery.
Everybody says Sean Connery.
Your best. Losers only whine about their best. The
You
name's,
gotta love the fact that he's Scottish.
yeah, the name's Bond. James Bond.
He's got the Scotland Forever tattoo as
I
he's
know.
playing James Bond.
007. Secret agent.
And that, you doing that just makes me think of another cult movie, Train Spotting.
Yep. That's the heroin one, right? The baby crawling up. Oh, jeez. The
You
baby
know, I
crawling
had
on the
my hand
ceiling.
on it. It was
I
fun.
didn't know that. Reactions. Yeah, the baby
Yeah,
crawling on the
yeah,
ceiling. That was
that-
probably the most messed up scene ever in there. Is
That
the
entire movie was pretty messed up.
Oh.
But really good.
Requiem for a Dream. It is a cult classic. It has.
I'm not sure
the
if I've
followers.
seen that.
What? You get on me about not seeing movies and you haven't seen that? Oh, fail. Fired.
Fine, I'll go home.
No, don't make me host this by myself. They'll leave me alive.
Are you gonna apologize?
Oh, fine.
Are you gonna watch Heathers?
No.
Well, then I'm leaving,
Okay.
and I'm changing the Netflix password. And you'll never get into my house again, so you'll have to buy the kids all new winter clothes.
I made copies of your keys.
I will kill you if you actually did that. That is bull.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm never leaving you in my house again.
Look, I've got limits that even I won't cross. And
Which is amazing if you actually know him, that he has limits.
Well, I had to tell Keegan I wouldn't have sex with him.
Dude, nobody will have sex with Keegan.
Sarah doesn't even have sex with Keegan.
No, Keegan has sex with himself.
Yes.
I promised
When
Sarah I'd buy her all the batteries she would ever need.
Wow.
Well, that was
You realize Keegan's gonna overcharge us for no, yeah, he doesn't bartend
Yeah,
there no
I'm
more.
gonna say Keegan doesn't
Never
bartend
mind.
anymore.
Where
I
does he
can
work
say
now?
he works for MPS. He is groundskeeper Keegan.
Oh, yeah.
Note to self: buy Keegan overalls.
Yeah, lots of overalls and a big riding mower. I'll get the overalls. You get the riding mower.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
We'll get Luke to get the riding mower because
Okay.
he can probably get a better price.
true. There you go, Keegan. That's your next birthday present / Christmas / whatever.
Everything for the rest
Yeah.
of your life.
Yeah, from us to you, without love. All right. So yeah, Sean Connery, then to Train Spotting, and Requiem for a Dream, really messed up movie, and not because there's like messed up visuals or graphics, just it's really the ending more than anything else that's messed up, and you'll have to watch it to find out what that is, because I'm not telling.
Oh, if you want to talk about movies with messed up endings, Memento.
No.
Guy only has a 5-second memory.
Holy crap, that would suck.
Yeah, so he writes things down and gets tattoos of things. And it's
And they remind him of things? Do they remind
well,
him?
he's trying to figure out who killed his wife
Oh.
and shot him in the head. I think that was it. I don't remember the whole thing. It was a good movie though. Okay, so back to the Bond films. What do you think the popularity behind them is? Aside from Ian Fleming's writing.
You said it's been going since the 60s, and they're still making new Bonds.
I did not like Pierce Brosnan. He killed the Bond.
I don't
the Bond
think
for me.
I don't think he was the best of the Bonds, but I think he was able to fill in long enough for them to find Daniel Craig.
See, I haven't actually seen any of the Daniel Craig ones because the Pierce Brosnan ones, it was just so.
Watch Daniel Craig.
Blard.
He brings back Bond from the books. Okay, Sean
Well,
Connery.
I did see one clip from one of them where he's like chasing a guy through a city and it's all parkour.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty much just smashing through things.
Yeah, but the guy he's chasing is
Yeah.
actually one of the best free runners in the world.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That would be Casino Royale.
Okay.
And then the sequel to that is Quantum of Solace. It is the only two James Bond movies to be a direct timeline sequel, one after the other. All the other ones before that are usually some time between, a couple of years, whatever. And despite belief, these are not in the movies in the books. It is strictly speaking the same James Bond. They're
I always went with the Doctor Who theory on the James Bonds.
that he's a Time Lord.
No, it's all the same guy. His face just changes.
Oh, okay.
He's a top secret spy.
Well, it makes sense, yeah. But
Although Never Say Never was always the best because it was a very tongue-in-cheek Bond movie.
I actually think the best.
What are you doing?
Not me.
It could be the radiator kicking in. Okay, so the
It's
best.
a very feisty radiator.
You've met my cat. That's feistier.
The radiator can explode and kill
So
people.
can my cat.
Your cat explodes and just
Stick of dynamite.
leaves a lot. Oh my god. Without a paddle.
The things I can say to make you shut up. Okay,
my
so
God.
best
So-
James Bond movie.
Best James Bond movie, I would have to say probably Moonraker.
Not bad. You know, I have the thing where I like the really old ones. They're what I grew up on. My dad was a big James Bond fan.
Okay. So he secretly wanted to be a womanizing British secret agent?
Oh, hell yeah, he rebuilt MGs in the garage.
All right.
What the hell?
Oh, there's a dog behind the counter, and then now there's one in front of the counter.
Well, that explains why my sinuses always go nuts here. Okay, so...
But the dog behind the counter isn't always there.
Well,
In fact,
okay,
it's
so...
rarely there.
Speaking of awesome secret agent type people, the movie that made an entire generation want to be archaeologists.
Indiana Jones.
Oh,
Though he's
yes.
technically, he wasn't a secret agent.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he was kind of undercover, and we can also tie it into the Sean Connery thing because
he
Last
was
Crusade,
Indy's
he was
father.
Indy's dad.
Yep.
Although
Whose name was also
Henry Jones.
Well, yeah, Indiana Jones' name was also Henry Jones Jr. Indy was the name of his dog,
Yes.
and he really, really liked that dog.
Well, if your father was a biblical scholar, you probably would spend a lot of time with the dog too. River Phoenix played young Indiana Jones in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he was also in Explorers as the geeky kid, Wolfgang.
Yep. And no, he had no lip scar then.
No,
What?
you're mixing River Phoenix with Ethan Hawke.
River Phoenix is the one with the lip scar because he was in M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
No, that's Ethan Hawke. River Phoenix is dead.
Well, yeah, he's dead now. Okay, hold on. Get in the laptop.
He died. No, he died right after Indiana Jones. He didn't. I want to say he
you
died in like
sure?
93, 94.
Okay. So who the hell's to do with the lip scar? Is this not Ethan Hawke? Ethan Hawke wasn't in the M. Night Shyamalan's Village, was he?
Ethan Hawke has a lip scar. I'm pretty sure.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, mouth.
Well, there's the... I was trying to hold off to see if I could surprise the listeners, but no, guess not.
You never get to surprise the listeners. They expect it.
Yeah, I know.
You have no class.
If I don't cuss, it's not a good radio show.
Yeah, and for some reason it doesn't look like you're showing up on when you talk.
That's because I was further back. I'm over here. If you look over here or up along here in the gauges, it'll show. And just when I'm further back, it doesn't show as well.
Oh.
It's picking up less sound. There. Is that better?
Nothing is ever better. Nothing's ever going to be good again. I almost wanted to become an archaeologist because of the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, so did I. I was too busy playing soldier and
Doing mindless pursuits.
special operators, which, by the way, was meaning we were kids. It was supposed to be special ops, like special operations, but we were idiots.
Well, you were kids, and not much has changed.
No. I would still play that now if I figured I could, like, do it without people looking at me weird for playing with a bunch of kids.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
And
just
he's
because-
talking about playing war games with children.
Yeah,
not playing with children.
Yeah, not weird stuff. But any grown adult does anything with a group of kids, unless he's some famous person, they look at him like, oh, wow, dude's a little weird.
Or dude is a teacher or a scout leader.
No. Let me tell you,
or-
human nature says that anybody doing anything that's construed as outside the norm is a bad person, and they will assume the worst automatically, without hesitation.
Not everybody.
Everybody assumes the worst out of
I
people.
don't.
So there's not one person you've ever just automatically like, oh man, that dude, he's just, no. That's just too weird. No, too creepy.
There have been a few people, but that was very interesting circumstances to begin
Is
with.
there an E at the end of Ethan Hawke's last name?
I believe so.
Yeah, it is. Ethan Hawke movies. Ethan Hawke was not in M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, and he does not.
Well, River Phoenix
Have a-
definitely was not in M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
He does not have a lip scar.
I will argue this because I know for a fact that River Phoenix was dead.
There, click the first one.
Although he was in Stand By Me.
True.
Another great cult movie.
All right, so it wasn't River Phoenix either.
It might have been his brother,
Yeah, but
Joaquin Phoenix. Why do
No.
people give their kids such weird names?
I don't know. Give me a
If I
second.
ever have a
I'll,
kid, I'm gonna name it Agatha, regardless of if it's male or female.
You realize I'm gonna make fun of that kid, right?
Oh yeah.
In all hopes of toughening him or her up. Well,
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
a her, I'll leave it alone. If it's a him, yeah. Dude, okay. River Phoenix's birth name was River Jude Bottom.
River Bottom.
His parents had to have been hippies. His sister, Rain Phoenix. Is it her real name, Rain Bottom? And what was his brother's name?
Joaquin or something.
Joaquin Bottom.
It's like Joquin. I don't know.
Well, no, it's Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yes, he was the one. He's the one
It's
with
still
the.
spelled with a J. It should be Joaquin.
In fact, there's a picture of him right here.
God, he's ugly.
Well, he's incredibly rich, so he doesn't have to really be all that good looking.
So what's your excuse?
I just don't give a crap.
That explains
Sigourney
so much.
Weaver was in The Village, right? That's 2004.
I have no idea. That was
Yep,
the one where
there it
they
is.
were like living behind a wall.
Yeah, Joaquin
and-
Phoenix. He's the one with the lip scar.
Okay.
He was played.
Okay, so let's
yeah,
get
Lucius
back.
Hunt.
Let's get
Yep,
back
okay.
to Indiana Jones.
So what?
Let's get back to Indiana Jones.
It was a phoenix, so I was close.
Well, you gotta love the franchise of Indiana Jones up until. Oh yeah, he had a hair lip when he was a kid. Up until the last one, because they
Kingdom of
destroyed.
the Crystal Skull.
Yes.
I don't know. By the way, they're making another one, but it follows Indy's son, whatever the hell
Oh
his name
God,
is.
not Sasha LaBeouf. I hate
Is his
that
first
guy.
name Sasha?
Yes,
You sure?
Sasha LaBeouf.
I think it's LeBeau.
Whatever. He's a horrible actor. That's all that matters. What is with these completely one-dimensional? Harrison Ford, you saw the whole range of emotions out of him. Chick that played Marion Ravenwood. One of my favorite actresses. Full range of emotions. Even the Nazis had the full range of emotions.
What other movie was LeBeau?
Transformers,
Right, there we go.
which was a horrible movie.
Kill yourself.
Oh, no. Oh, did you hear Bumblebee got arrested? He was trying to buy some pollen and they caught him in a sting
That's
operation.
right. I was sitting here like, huh?
You're sitting here like, wait, where is this coming from?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, well, whatever. People need to give their children normal names if they're going to be actors. What? What?
Oh, just thinking of my son's name. Tegan Tremaine, James Hamilton, English.
That's
He's going to
just
be an actor. All right.
That's just way too long. I mean,
It's going
no,
to be
give
funny
your-
when he's trying to learn how to spell his whole name. It's too long.
Why Tremaine?
Oh, it's Irish.
Well, yeah, but why would you do the double
Because-
first letter?
Oh, All right. Well, traditionally in my family, all the males have James Hamilton. My father is David James Hamilton. My grandfather is Jack James Hamilton, and so on and so on and so on.
So why didn't you go with James?
It's in there. Tegan Tremaine James Hamilton English. His middle initials, Tremaine James Hamilton, spelled TJH, which are my initials.
Oh my God! How much weed did you smoke to figure that one out?
I wasn't there to name my son,
Ah. So you had no say in it.
and his name traditionally, also in traditions of my family, would have been Tobias James Hamilton.
Tegan is better than Tobias.
It's tradition.
I know.
The next kid born gets named after the last member of the family to be deceased, gender specific. So the last male in his case. If I had a daughter, it would have been the last female.
Well, that makes sense.
So, and then,
See,
as more people are born, then people die because it obviously doesn't happen that freaking fast.
Yeah, well,
We get
depends on the family.
new names get worked into the family. So it's not like we're just sitting here working with 5 or 6 names. I think we're at like 32
Plus, you're Irish,
or so.
so
Yeah.
large family, lots of
Lots of
names.
So we have plenty to go by. It works in a cycle. After the firstborn, any other kid can be named anything else.
Oh, well, that makes sense. See, my son, when he was born, I named him with my grandfather's and my father's middle names. But
Okay.
that's beside the point because his name got changed. Could have been worse. I could have named him the family name of John E. Heisenfeld the Fifth.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Booth at the end of that.
No. I will smack you. I will,
You know
I
how much
will
that would
beat you
suck
over
for
the...
the Booth family if they ever name one of their kids John again?
Well,
If Booth even had any offspring. I don't remember if he did or not.
oh, okay. We're not getting
yeah.
into history.
So,
So
we're
Indiana
Indiana
Jones.
Jones.
Which one's your favorite movie? Come on, there's only 3 that really count.
Actually, be honest with you, I like the Adventures of the Young Indiana Jones better.
Well, that was a TV series.
Still counts.
Yeah, and that was good.
I like those better. Again, I was younger, and so when it was out, it was in my age category and stuff.
True.
So,
You're not that much. You're a year and a half or ish younger than me.
oh yeah, for all the listeners out there, my birthday's coming up. It is on December 31st. If you would like to gift me a present, please feel free to do so.
It's his golden birthday, so feel free to pee on him.
That does not count as a present, and if you do that, you better have a damn good present, like a new car or house or something like that.
Aww.
I'll take a house that needs repairs. I can work with that.
I'm pretty sure that was an advertisement.
No, that's just a simple request. Asking for donations.
You're panhandling on the radio.
Got any change, Liz? Do you have any spare change? Come on, spare some change, Liz.
I will stab you.
How about let me have the bottle? I'll recycle it for some spare change.
Why do I put up with you?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Stimulating conversation.
I think it's just because I laugh at you a lot. Okay, so
Not sure how to take that.
another really awesome cult movie, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, it's great. The guy who played Agent Smith in Matrix, Hugo Weaving.
Who was also the elf king dude in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he is one of 3 drag queens in a bus going across the outback of Australia.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, I have seen it. I know what you're talking about now.
And it's an absolutely hilarious thing to watch because it was made in, I want to say, the early 80s. It is just so tongue-in-cheek.
Brings us to another one then. Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
I wouldn't consider that cult.
Okay, if you got to San Francisco, believe me, you'll find the cult following for it there.
Well, Tu Wong Fu is pretty much just a freaking rip-off of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it just
Except
was
for,
more...
Patrick Swayze in drag.
John Leguizamo in drag.
There are things in my life I don't need to think about. Although, speaking of people in drag, The Birdcage.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, Nathan Lane in drag is excellent.
That does not sound pleasant.
And Robin Williams playing an extremely gay man.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the whole movie, but I've caught part of it.
It was a good movie, Callista Flockhart, when she still actually had skin on her bones. When she wasn't a walking coat hanger. Okay, so back to cult movies.
Somebody leave a window open? It's a bit drafty. Oop, there I go.
Okay, so back to cult movies.
All right. What's next in the line here?
I have no idea.
I have to pull up my
Empire Records.
Yeah.
That movie is bordering on cult.
Maybe it doesn't have as much of a following as like Goonies or Breakfast Club or any of the
It's-
other ones. But
Okay, Breakfast Club was like the 80s high school movie. Empire Records was the 90s high school movie because, admittedly, everybody wanted to work in a record store.
I did.
Or nail Liv Tyler, one of the two.
I did.
And there's so many great just one-liners that you can say and people are like, ah,
Yeah.
Empire. Damn the man, save the Empire.
let's see what else.
We
was
mustn't
there.
dwell. No, not today. It's Rex Manning Day.
What?
You know you wanted to be Rex Manning when you grew up.
No.
I'm just picturing you with that hair.
I'd rather be Donald Trump's heir. Not hair, but heir. As in, take over the Trump fortune.
Yeah.
And have to deal with his, whatever the hell that is on top of his head. I think it's still alive, too.
I think it's a very small dog.
Dog. I think it's a chinchilla. He just brushes it.
Ooh, fuzzy. Eat it.
Boondock Saints.
Excellent movie, one of my all-time favorites. I love that movie.
Sequel was done half-assed.
Well,
Excuse me, language. Sorry.
was done, 10 years later. The entire thing, I think Boondock Saints would have been a bigger movie had they released it in the theaters. Because they did not release it in theaters.
Yeah, it's still got one hell of a following, though.
Yeah, well, but it's,
Is hell a
do you
cuss
know,
word?
do you know why it wasn't,
They need to have a
Really?
list of cuss words up there.
do you know why it wasn't released in theaters?
Why?
Because the release date was the day after Columbine happened.
So?
The Columbine, Colorado high school shooting, the kids in trench coats.
I know who the Trenchcoat Mafia is. I know all about it.
Yeah. Boondock Saints, two guys shooting up people wearing pea coats.
So? They're not shooting up a school?
The backlash would have been enormous.
Oh, fuck that.
Hey,
Sorry. language.
that is definitely one.
All right, listen. I feel for people who lost, like friends, family, whatever, at Columbine, okay? And that was, it sucked. It was lousy. It was a crappy thing that happened. I understand that, okay? However, the difference between reality and fiction is so distinct that anybody who says, movies made me do it,
Is a lying idiot or needs medication.
no, it's not even medication. They're just a lying idiot. They're just trying to find a scapegoat to get out of taking responsibility for what they did.
Okay, but the
And-
entire thing is the company that was releasing Boondock Saints, Miramax, I believe.
Yeah, they felt that it would be
They
in
felt-
bad taste.
yeah,
And I can
and that's
respect
what,
Miramax for that. I can respect them for that. Okay. Props and cheers to Miramax, fine. The thing that kills me about the Columbine thing is they wanted revenge against the people that were picking on them and bullying them. So what about all the other people they shot at? What about the teacher? The substitute teacher who wasn't even there before that day.
I'm not going to get on this topic
I know.
because
Anyways,
when that happened, I actually was working so much and going to college, and I did not watch the news or listen to the radio. And I didn't find out about it until the next day when I went to class and I was wearing a trench coat.
can you please come to the security office, miss?
Somebody actually asked me if I was going to shoot up the school, and at the time I kept a dart gun. My friends and I would kind of play darts with like the Nerf dart guns in the hallways at UW Waukesha. Somebody asked me if I was going to shoot up the school, and I pull out the little dart gun, and I'm like, no, just my buddies. I didn't know this happened. I almost got my ass kicked.
If I wore a trench coat and somebody asked me, are you gonna like shoot up the school? I'm gonna pull out a Nerf gun. Like, no. But have you ever been pistol whipped by a Nerf gun before? I'm sorry. Somebody asking a question like that is just so utterly retarded because it automatically makes you a first target.
Boondock Saints?
Okay.
The premise of the movie, excellent.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I liked
They
it.
just decide to get rid of the evil people.
Yeah, and in the process, almost killing their own father or being killed by their own father. And let's face it.
He would have killed him, Billy
Yeah.
Connolly.
Yeah, he was right there behind them. He could have easily done it if he hadn't have heard the prayer. And, well, I'm stealing some of your soda.
You're such. You had eggnog. What do you need to drink my cream soda for?
Well, now your cream soda is going to taste a bit like eggnog because I backwashed.
Ah, you prick.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so
Boondock Saints, very good movie. What's next?
I don't know. We've got 6 minutes left. Do you want to talk about our special guest that's coming next week?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, for all you people who like anime and just Japanese things in general, we're going to have a very special guest coming next week from Anime Milwaukee convention. Her name is Crystal, and she's going to talk to us about her favorite animes, why she likes them,
Tell us a little bit about
Anime Milwaukee, and yeah. So definitely tune in next week. All right, everybody, you've got to. I mean, it's great. And we enjoy having listeners, even though none of you call in.
Somebody called before he has an aneurysm. The number again is 414-935-2951.
Got 5 minutes to call in. Whoever 5 minutes to win a prize, a mysterious prize. Come on, call in.
Mysterious prize. Are you
Seriously.
gonna give them your laptop? Or your nose ring? As he's just giving me the look of death. What?
You know how long I've had this nose ring?
At the maximum, I would say probably 10 years.
15.
You can't have jewelry in the army.
Obviously, I took it out while I was.
That's how long you've had the piercing.
No, I've actually had the piercing.
Yeah.
The hole in my nose for 15 years. I was 15 when I got it done. Another old tradition.
Wow, your family's weird.
I'm the first one in my family born, well, second one, a cousin. But, I mean, from my mother and my father, I'm the first one in my family born here in the U.S.
And everybody in your family has their nose pierced?
Just the men.
Your family's odd.
Yeah, very traditional.
Yeah, apparently. My family doesn't have those traditions. Our traditions normally consist of
Trying to avoid each other.
No.
I'm kidding.
I love my family a lot. I just don't see them very much because we've all spread out. And I'm afraid of Waukesha.
What?
I lived there for too long. I'm afraid.
You know what we're going to do from now on? The last 5 minutes of every show is going to be my rant time.
No, you don't get to rant.
Yes, it's going to be my 5 minutes to say all the things I'm going to attempt to restrain from saying during the rest of the show.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes. Go.
But I wasn't ready for it. I already said everything. Okay, actually, I will say one thing. It falls along the line of the Columbine stuff and how I feel about that in general, but also 9/11 falls in with this too. Again, believe me, very sad, tragic things.
Dude, if somebody shoots us up for what you say,
No.
kill you.
No. I'm not saying anything negative against anybody who was innocent in the 9/11 incidents.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm not saying anything against any of the jihadists either because, well,
More
if
wars
they can
have
get
been
in a
fought.
freaking plane and blow up a building, it wouldn't be that hard for them to get to me.
More wars have been fought in the name of religion than any other reason.
Right. So, they suck. It sucked that it happened. It was a horrible, horrible thing. Okay? However, both incidences happened a long time ago. Really, if you want to be able to help the families move on and not be reminded of what has happened to them year after freaking year, stop reminding people every dang year on the anniversary of the event. Thank you. That's all I want to say about that.
Well, as somebody who did have somebody pass away not too long ago, no matter what, the day a close family member or friend dies, you remember that day.
Right, but do you want to broadcast it all over TV?
No.
Everywhere? TV,
No.
internet, radio, it's every freaking where. And honestly, I'm sick
Dude,
and
at
tired
least they
of
don't have
hearing the-
9/11 sales.
Yeah, okay. I'm just tired of like people like happy 9/11. Happy 9/11? Are you freaking kidding me? Is this a holiday now? Do I get a present? What do I get? A little time bomb or something? A little anthrax maybe? What would you celebrate on a happy 9/11? I had somebody say that to me.
That just sounds
On September
demented.
11th was happy 9/11. Really? Believe
Okay,
me,
whoever said that was just a moron.
more than one person. I heard a cash register at Pick and Save say that to somebody. Happy 9/11.
Cashiers at Pick and Save are not required to even have a high school education, therefore they don't know better.
Well,
It's like a 2-year-old.
actually, they have to have at least an HSED.
Yeah, but you can get an HSED without a high school education.
Well, yeah, but it's the high school equivalency diploma, which means you have to have it equal to a high school education in order to pass the freaking thing.
Okay, well, we are at the cutoff time.
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes, so.
No, it says leave stage 5 minutes before the hour. So we actually only have 55 minutes a week, which is why I keep trying to get you to be on time.
Hey, I had to wait for you because you were talking to the guy before us.
Well, he had a song finishing up.
Yeah.
And he's not normally the guy before us, so
Yeah, that's true. Chili Chill's pretty cool. He's usually off on time. The other guy that was here, he was cool too. It's just, he was filling
playing
in.
some
so-
songs. Okay,
Yeah, it's not his
so
fault.
on next week's show, be sure to tune in when we have a guest from Anime Milwaukee. And
Yes.
we will be talking about our favorite anime movies.
Princess Mononoke. It was the first one I ever freaking watched.
So long as there's no tentacle rape, it's all good.
2x1.
Oh God! And also like us on Facebook and chime into this discussion. Let us know what your favorite anime movie is.
Yeah, definitely call next week. That would be the time to call if you have questions, particularly about Anime Milwaukee.
Or why we like anime.
Yes.
Because that is a really weird topic.
Or call in and discuss your favorite anime. Even if it's not just one, but you like an entire genre, you come and call and tell us that too. Phone
Ranma
num-
1/2.
Phone number is 414-935-2951. All right, everybody.
Have a
Goodbye.
good night.
See you next week.
Bye.